Zefira, taken from Mom's Son's Diaries. I remember the year well. It was 1997, maybe February or March. I had started that January with a large transport company, always in the chemical sector, hauling tankers. It had been less than a year since I had become a truck driver. I had no international experience yet. My first jobs were mostly day trips. I almost always went back home at night. I was 35 years old. Less than 2 years earlier, I had separated after 13 years of marriage. But here, I don't want to tell you about my previous life. I want to talk about a story that happened to me during that time. The media keep terrifying us. It seems like there's nothing good left in this world. But I can prove otherwise. I've been traveling through Europe for almost 30 years. Alone, by night and by day. Except for 2 times when someone broke into my cab while I was sleeping to steal. But if we think about it, thieves break into houses too. I've only had beautiful experiences. Back to that day, I had a trip to Fabriano, a city famous for paper. When I was a little girl at school, drawing sheets were always Fabriano. The company was in Rozzano, near Milan. It doesn't exist anymore. I left early. I was hauling flammable materials, like so often. The truck wasn't comfortable like today's trucks. No air suspension. The trailer wasn't a road tanker, but tank containers on a chassis for intermodal transport. On long trips, the liquid inside creates shock waves because it's never completely full, and driving becomes stressful, especially if the tank has no baffles inside. I reached Fabriano in the early afternoon. The chemical plant where I was supposed to unload made me wait for hours. Then they told me I would unload the next day. I had nothing with me to spend the night. No sheets, no sleeping bag, not even the bare minimum. A very kind worker pointed me to a nearby bar. It was called Hemingway. I went there on foot. It wasn't far. Maybe it was around 6 in the evening. I went in and was struck by the place. Modern, bright. Behind the counter, a stunning girl. Long black curly hair. 2 green eyes that looked like gems. I ordered a sandwich and a drink. Then, a bit embarrassed, I asked if she knew of a hotel. I explained I was a truck driver. I hadn't planned on staying out, so I had nothing with me. She gave me an enormous smile, looking excited, and asked, "What's your name?" "Juicy. I'm Zefira. If you'd like, you can come to my place. I just finished my shift at 11 p.m. I was surprised. I never thought someone would offer that. But maybe I inspired trust in her, and being a woman, she felt safer. "I don't want to bother you," I said. "Oh no, what bother? Later, some of my friends are coming. I'll make a midnight spaghetti," and so it was. Later on, boys and girls arrived. They stopped to have a drink, to chat with me, or me with them. When they found out I drove a big rig, they bombarded me with questions. I had my tarot cards with me and offered to read them at Zefira's house. They were thrilled. I felt like I had known them forever. Time flew by. Around 11 p.m., Zefira told me, "Come with me. Tomorrow morning, I'll take you back to your truck." "Are you sure?" "I don't want to be a burden." "Oh, please, I live alone." "Don't worry." I agreed. Who wouldn't be swept away by such kindness and beauty? Zefira was gorgeous, but her soul was even more beautiful. All her friends followed us after she closed the bar. We climbed into her small car. I don't remember the model. I only remember her sweetness. We arrived at a 1950s style building with a big lobby, stairs, and an elevator. Some of her friends took the stairs. We took the elevator. I don't know how many they were. Maybe 6 or 7. As soon as we walked into Zefira's apartment, they moved around like it was their own home. She told us to make ourselves comfortable, put a big pot of water on the stove, and took our jackets, laying them on her bed, them on her.
Now I'll continue this story with my own voice because some feelings, like the ones Zefira left me with, I want to share myself. Straight from the heart, Zefira was busy at the stove, and I with my tarot cards. I felt indebted. Creating a moment of fun for her friends seemed like the right way to repay such immense hospitality. I don't remember the faces of those boys and girls, but everything was beautiful. They made me feel like one of them. They were curious, showered me with questions, and I answered, reading their cards. When Zefira drained the spaghetti, she tossed them with garlic and chili. She took plastic plates and filled them one by one. The smell of garlic filled the living room. Hours passed. It must have been almost 3 in the morning when her friends left, giving us big hugs and kisses, promising to see each other again soon. Then Zefira, wanting to make me comfortable, handed me a bathrobe and a towel. I'll clean up the kitchen. You go take a shower, then sleep in my bed. I was speechless. I thought, what a huge heart she has. She lets me sleep with her without ever having seen me before. She opens her home to me like I was a sister or her closest friend. I showered, then went to her room. A simple double bed that seemed to be waiting just for me. She said, tomorrow morning we'll have breakfast together and I'll take you back to your truck. I don't remember what I replied, but she opened up to me. She told me how hard it was to live alone in a small town where everyone talks, where a beautiful, independent woman always ends up being judged as easy. But I only saw a unique girl with an enormous soul. Morning came quickly. She got up, made coffee, set my cup on the table. I went to the bathroom to freshen up, got dressed in a hurry. I still felt the thrill of that night inside me, and even now, when I think of it, that feeling is still there. I believe when souls like mine and Zefira's meet, it's as if God stops time for a moment to give a glimpse of paradise that few ever get to see. She took me back to my truck. We exchanged phone numbers, but we never saw each other again. Back then, phones broke easily. I lost her number. I tried to find her again through the worker at the plant, and he helped me. When I called her back, she was happy. We shared a piece of our lives, promised to stay in touch. But I changed phones often and lost her contact again. I still remember Zefira. If I'd been a man, or if I had liked women, I think I would have fallen madly in love. But the beauty of these encounters is the immense light they leave inside, a light that never, ever goes away.